Welcome to another Tea Time with Tanya. I'm so present to how blessed I am and how grateful I am that I have set up my life in such a way that I got to do something really special today. I got to serve as a mentor with, about 15 other mentors for 100 high school students, and talking about some of the most painful subjects. And it was so moving to witness these kids open and share their hearts so vulnerably. I co-led with a friend of mine, Jack, the suicide group, and about 10 kids gathered with us in a classroom to talk about why it mattered to them that we breach the topic of suicide and how it's affected them in their lives. And some of these kids shared very vulnerably about their own suicide attempt, their own cutting their hands or their wrists, of friends who have attempted suicide. And one girl in particular really moved me because she was sharing how she blamed herself for her friend attempting. And I asked her if she's still blaming herself, and she said yes. And I asked her to consider that she did the best she could. And it was so hard for her to receive this. I could just feel her shame. I can feel her upset. I can feel her still blaming herself and not forgiving herself. And I knew that she wasn't alone in the room, that she wasn't the only one who felt that blame, that self-blame, and that holding herself as responsible for someone else. And these kids really had to, some of them had to leave the room. Some of them were huddled in a ball, crying, and had a hard time holding the emotion that they were feeling. And I led them through some breathing exercises and acknowledging and bringing awareness to the tension in their body and where they were feeling it. And one kid shared that what was so hard for him was watching another girl across the room, his best friend, crying with her back to us, and feeling her pain and feeling so helpless. And that was the number one takeaway I got, was how much these kids care, and they don't have tools, and they feel so helpless. They feel like they can't make a difference. And isn't that how so many of us feel in the world today, of what we see out there and how we feel like we can't make a difference? We feel hopeless. We feel helpless. We feel like we see so much suffering, and what can I as an individual do? And as I look at co-creative leadership and my own role in the world of empowering leadership in others, for me, leadership is really getting that you can make a difference. And for me, this new layer for myself of being able to go and do work in the high schools through Jeans for Justice, like today, and that I get to continue and go back 3 more times, and probably more beyond that, is that I have an opportunity to empower these kids to see that they can be leaders in their own lives, and see that they can be leaders in their communities, and that they can make a difference. And I think that's really where leadership is so important. And I especially see co-creative leadership of these kids can lead together. And 2 of the kids actually said that they were willing to go around to the other high schools in San Diego County and hold circle for other kids to talk about suicide. And that they were willing to give out their phone numbers to any kid who felt like they needed someone to talk to. And that just blew my mind. And to have all these kids say that they felt supported, they felt connected, they felt like they were part of a family. And then after all these groups came back together in the big room of 100 students sitting together, the difference between at the beginning of the day and the end of the day of the connection and the community that is being built through vulnerability was so palpable. And to me, this is the only work that is, I mean, this is it. Empowering the next generation. These kids need us so bad to listen, to simply listen with no judgment, just holding that safe space for these kids to share and to feel like they have a voice, to feel like they matter, and to really get that, because that's what happened today. These kids got that they mattered, and they got that it's okay to share, it's safe, and that by sharing, something becomes available for them, a possibility becomes available for them to then make a difference for others. And they got to experience their shares making a difference for the other kids in the room. Powerful work. Powerful work. And I feel like everything that I'm doing is leading to this. It's all training. All the work that I'm doing with women, all the work that we're doing with Tribal Truth is all training so that we can go and hold space for our kids and empower them. Thanks for watching. Yeah, just thanks for watching. Namaste.